Welcome, coaches, to the Coaching Magic Podcast, where we reveal, discover, and create the insights, tools, and aha moments that make your coaching seem, well, magical. I'm your host, Jill Young, and I invite you to listen up, giddy up, and buckle up as we play with this creative profession of coaching that helps humans become their best, including you. In this episode of Coaching Magic, I play with Brandon Blell. This episode was really expansive for me. And in fact, in the episode, I reflect on the energy that was flowing through me in that moment. So pay close attention to that. That was really fun. Brandon and I connect dots in this episode that I encourage you to really pay attention to, because this is the essence of coaching magic. You get to witness Brandon unfold into her coaching magic. I unfold into my coaching magic. It's an ever-evolving process for coaches, for sure. We connect to learning and serving. Oh, that was so powerful. And also, this is fun. I'm just reflecting on this right now as I'm recording this introduction. We are noticing our noticing, and everything starts with noticing for coaches. Everything starts with noticing. We can really, really serve when we notice. So I really hope you enjoy this episode of Coaching Magic. Brandon Blell, welcome to Coaching Magic Podcast.
I'm so glad to be here.
Excited to have you here. Of course, you are a coach of teams. You're an EOS implementer. You have been through Coaching Magic school, and you are now in the Coaching Magic playground. So I think this will be really fun. We can really dive into the elements today because you get it. You've been through the school. So I'm excited for that. But I have an opening question. And just coaches, as you're listening, Brandon and I were texting last night about, what might occur for us.
What are you going to talk about?
And then I had a question drop into me this morning that I did not prepare you for. So I'm going to start with that, because why not? I think we can do it. This was my morning meditation. I was a lot of times in my morning meditation, my mind will go over my calendar, and it's these days it's in a space of where it's curious about the calendar and blessing the calendar and opening up possibility for what's going to occur on the calendar. So you were definitely in my meditation this morning. And as I was reflecting on my experience of you, the word came to me is just, you are a learner. This is my experience of you. You are a learner. And I know this question is getting long, but it wants to be unpacked. It wants to unfold. I had a coach once who reflected to me. He runs lots of workshops, and he said, after 20 years, it's Steve Chandler, after 20 years of running these workshops, I get a sense for there's people who come into the room and are skeptics, and they sit in the back and they take notes and then they leave, and you just never hear from them again. And coaches, Brandon Blell is the opposite of that. Brandon, my experience of you is that you are at the front of the room. You are taking notes. Your mind is active, but then you're also curious, and you just throw yourself into this learning. So here's my question for you.
Yeah.
What is useful in your approach of learning and applying it? Just walk us through that, because I'm just so curious your type of learner.
Oh, wow. Well, first of all, you nailed it. I mean, every day I remember doing the Strengths finders, and it was like, "You're a learner." I'm like, "Oh,
Oh,
yeah, I guess I am." Yeah, and I guess I've always been that way. I'm not the front row, I'm usually the second row if I I'm like, I don't wanna I am very much a nerdy kind of learner, and I love it, and I own that, but, gotta step back just a hair.
thumbs up for nerdiness, okay? Thumbs up
Absolutely.
for
Well,
nerdiness.
I own it, I own it. But I just I guess it really is just that curiosity. It's what can I learn? What can I bring, what can I get out of this that I can bring into something else later? And it's just who I am. It's what I do. It's that curiosity, that sense of adventure. Where is this gonna take me next? I guess would be my style of learning. I never
Mm.
really thought about it.
How fun. It's your
Yeah,
learning is an adventure. It's
yeah.
where is this gonna take me next based in curiosity, which I'm just feeling now, learning based in curiosity, it, like, makes sense,
Oh,
right? Like, putting
sure.
those 2 things together, but one thing that you said, "What am I learning today that I can use later?" And somehow when you said that, it was use in service to.
Mm.
There's your curiosity and your learning feels so heart-centered to me. Is that true? Is there truth to that? Am I picking up on that well?
I think so. I hope so.
What
I've
it
been
feels
playing with that a little bit too, it is very heart-centered. I as we're kinda riffing on this, I've wondered because sometimes learning it and conflating it with education, can be I've struggled with that. It almost could feel self-centered, having
Ooh.
I went to a big well-known university, and there was a lot of academic competition, and it's like, who knows the most, and those kinds of things, and so I struggle with that a little bit, or I have, because I think when you ask the question that way, it's never been about that, It's like I've
Mm,
been good at school because as a child, I was good at school because I just really appreciated the learning that I was getting out of it.
yeah.
Um, and let's see where that takes us. So it does come back to that adventure, and the service, because that's a huge part of my life, and it's a huge part of what I like to put out in the world, and it comes from deep roots of people working in service to others that have influenced me.
Oh my gosh, I love watching you. You guys, if you're not watching this on YouTube, I love watching Brandon connect these 2 things of she's valued education, that's where she's been, and she's valued service, and I could just see these, like, whoop, just connecting, and probably not for the first time, but it was lovely to watch that.
Well, I mean, that's what makes you such an amazing coach. It's like, I don't know that I've ever thought about that, that way. So thank you for the question, or maybe I journal about it and think about it in my brain, but I don't think I had made that was just magical, Jill.
Well, I also loved witnessing the magic. This is fun. Okay, now because we're like in this magic space here where transformation is occurring, can we just go a little deeper?
Sure, sure.
So now I'm curious if if we're connecting them, if we're finding this connection, how wondering if you would be willing to just feel into it. Where is that showing up in your coaching?
Uh-huh.
Taking your education and your love and your DNA for learning and your DNA for service.
Yeah.
Just where is that showing up in your coaching?
Um Especially this year, it's just been I've been a giant sponge. I've got because I tend to collect certifications. I've got it's like, ooh, every area where I feel like, oh, I don't have the I don't wanna say I don't wanna have the answer, but I don't I don't know how to be curious about this problem that my team is having, and I wanna go get a little more knowledge about that, so then I go explore, and what that does is it brings me into the room with more confidence and more perspective, not that I'm gonna have an answer for them, because that's what I really love about coaching, is I'm not there to give anybody an answer, but I do have a deeper well of knowledge to pull from to pull on that thread, to ask
Mm.
a question.
The word I'm hearing in your sentence is understanding.
Yeah.
It's almost like when, a client will come in and they'll say, "Oh, Jill, have you ever worked in this industry?" And I'm like, "Nope."
Yep.
And they're like, "How are you gonna understand us?" I'm like, "Well,
Yeah.
kind of the same thing. You're humans. You're
Yeah.
humans." But I do feel when I start to their acronyms that they use start to click,
Mhm.
it's like a barrier, just a slight little barrier melts away, and I'm able to, like, listen and understand to them? I don't know.
Yeah.
Understand them faster.
Yes.
What like, is there a like, when I say the word understanding, is that resonating? Is
Oh,
that where it is?
100%, 100%, and I love the way you're talking about the language, because that was an area that's kind of an area I've always, sought to understand as well. I think, I had the just sort of in my studies, I had the opportunity to study abroad a lot. I learned a couple of other languages, and the idea of seek to understand was it was, I'm about to tell you a funny story because it's just
Oh,
popping.
yes. Please. We love funny stories. Do it.
So when I was a child, I was madly in love with Menudo, the boy band from Puerto Rico. And so I would buy all their LPs just as and I'd pull them out and when I would find I'm really dating myself here. When I would find one at the record bar that had the lyrics of the song written in Spanish, I was like, "What are they saying?" And so I'd get my little Spanish English dictionary and I'd look up the words and I'd figure, and so I just kind of was interested in the spark, and I took this journey of learning a little bit of that just from that spark of curiosity. And then that took me down a whole path of really wanting to understand people and understand what they were saying, what were they singing about, what was the emotion behind that. And that led me to studying abroad for a summer because I was having too much fun in school, which led me to a semester abroad, which led me to another whole country. So it was just these things. But the first time I remember that I was dreaming in Spanish, it was a whole different level of understanding the power of, I don't know, the power of people, the power of language, the connectedness of all of them. And so somehow digging in and learning all the different elements of coaching and elements of the things that business owners are struggling with helps me find that fluency to be able to really connect on in their language and whatever that is. So, look at all these things lighting up. That was cool.
I'm loving this glimmer, this
The thread,
thread that's
I mean, that's a
going.
lifelong thread there. So, yeah, that's where a lot of that all connects. That's really cool.
Just so sometimes in Coaching Magic Podcast, we take a time out to just kind of witness what's going on here. We're, clearly Brandon and I are totally enjoying this conversation. Um, what I'm feeling is we're opening up. We like to use the word unfolding. We're unfolding Brandon's coaching magic, essentially. Where does this curiosity come from? What flavor does her learning take? What's her unique spice and flavor to curiosity? And the understanding with the language, and that it's been with her for so long and she can dream in Spanish, and it's
Good.
all
Out of practice, but sorry.
it's it's all hooked to this desire to understand. Wow, that's so beautiful.
Uh,
And we just so I'm hoping that the coaches are feeling that what I'm feeling, and hope, I'd love to hear what you're feeling. It's
yeah,
just this expansiveness.
yeah.
It's unfolding when we can kind of push the edges of our energy, of our universe, and our
Mhm.
universe is inside our mind and our identity and our ego and our approach and our style. When we can push the edges of that, or at least just gently with tenderness touch the edges. We don't have to push it. It's, we like to say in coaching magic, now we have access to that tool. We
Really?
have access to that understanding. I'm even, I have access to more of my learning style because Brandon unpacked it for us. Uh, we just have more access. We can see it in our pantry of tools or our
Yeah,
backpack of tools.
yeah.
Brandon, do you just being in this experience of unfolding where your curiosity is coming from, what are you feeling or sensing right now? Where's your energy?
Oh, it's right here. It's oh, sorry, you can't see
Mm.
from my I always
Just point
listen to
it to
these
your heart
podcasts.
chest, your heart.
It's right here in my heart. It is really cool to pay attention to that energy and where it's coming from, and, yeah, I mean, I can feel it right here in my heart, because it is something that well, yeah, just there's some passion in there and to
Mm.
be able to pull that thread and hook it all together is that's really cool. That's
Mm.
really cool.
Such a privilege to be in the space where humans see themselves. And and as I get to reflect and just see Brandon, then I see I feel myself. I can't even say see myself. Here's what I'm sensing, like, right now in this moment. Um, I the words are coming to me. I'm full of myself. It's hilarious, because it doesn't translate well, but I know that you know what I'm feeling, and
Yeah,
it's an energy that's around my whole body.
yeah.
It's very light. I'm a little bit dizzy and a tiny bit nauseated.
Mm,
What I notice about my energy, just as we're reflecting for other coaches, is sometimes when I have a little bit of nausea, I interpret that, I understand that in my body as, um, it's so expansive that my body can't hold it.
well,
Mhm. And so, I just do a little grounding and
yeah.
usually take a little water, so I'm gonna do that right now. Wow, Brandon, thank you. And I did, like, this happens while I'm coaching.
I love
This
that.
is
Well, I love that you're sharing that. I'm not sure how I feel, how to feel about nauseating you. I love
and it's not like, it's clearly not you. You're not nauseating to me. That's really funny. It's something that I notice, and if, we say in coaching magic, one of the elements is everything is allowed. I used to interpret that just it's slight. It's just slight, and maybe even in the uh, past decades, I wouldn't have even noticed it. But now I'm focused. I'm allowing. I
yeah,
allow those things to be noticed. Now it's just an indicator. It's, "Oh, okay, this feels too muchy." Like, it got a little too much.
yeah.
But also, thank you. Thank you, energy. Thank you, magic. Thank you, Brandon.
Oh,
I love and embrace being, um, it's a gentle at my edges, at
mhm.
my edges.
Ah,
So thank you.
that's so cool, and I think that's one of the things that I love so much about being in the room and coaching a team is
Mm,
I can't come out of those rooms without growing myself and having pushed my own edges and and when you talk about the infinity and the reflecting and, that's where, boy, so much growth is, and I just learn so
Yes.
much every time I come out of a room.
We are both EOS implementers, and EOS has a very direct style. Say your issue in 3 words. Um, say it once and hit the nerve. And although that is a very useful tool, also a useful tool is sometimes I say, unpack the story for us.
Yeah.
Because I, as a coach, and I can tell you as a coach too, I'm able to see the issue and feel the issue in layers. And you can feel the intensity or the emotions, I
Yeah.
energetic listening for me is cut short when I tell the client, "You must say this in 3 words." Now,
Yeah.
there's still a usefulness for that in other places too, but if I really need to listen and get curious, if that's my part right now, I'll say, "Unpack it for us.
I love
Unfold it for us." And you rarely does it take more than 3 minutes.
Mhm. Mhm.
So,
Oh,
thank you for meandering for
I
us.
Yeah, landing the plane, but yes, I love that. Sometimes you just do have to have the words, you have to express it, you have to let people go where they need to go to
Hmm.
feel their feels or to process it,
Mhm.
and allow
Yeah.
to do that is important.
I know I am a verbal processor.
Mhm.
So when I'm with my coach, I have reflected that I do 90% of the talking, and that's useful to me.
It's funny you say that. So I come from a family of verbal processors. My mother can get in a car, and I would say this to her too, as my brother and even my father when he was with us, talked a lot, but a lot. And so I process internally because of that, and so sometimes I self-edit but, it was funny, a woman, w the therapist of mine, and my mother's actually, we were together one time, and she said, "I've noticed that your mother is a verbal processor. That must be difficult for you." I thought that just lit me up. It was like, "Oh my goodness, somebody noticed that." And then I could it could be lighter, and I could not take it so seriously, and I could not be kind of angry about it, if that makes any sense at all. It's like, "No, this is just the way she processes things, and there's no fault here. This is just what she needs to do to connect things in her head." So,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. Because there was an awareness of maybe how you were feeling,
Mhm.
you said the words, it made it lighter.
Yeah.
Kinda had a little
Oh,
dissolving there.
yeah, yeah. Your lightness, the day 1 of Coaching Magic with, let's take that stuff out of the backpack.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about magic. Oh my gosh. Like, why I take everything so seriously. Let's just take some of that weight off. And that's where the creativity is. And that's where I can better serve my clients and the people around me. So
Oh.
thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome, you're welcome. We create the things that we need ourselves,
Fair enough.
for sure. If you're curious about what Brandon's referring to, there is a podcast episode called The Tunnel Episodes, and it's a little bit of a meditation, it's a visualization, we call it the tunnel of slowing down in Coaching Magic. That is who I am. I naturally or normally, I like to go really fast, and, slowing down for me was able to expand my magic, and I'm glad you really enjoyed that, Brandon.
Yes, very much so.
Awes I I would love to hear, that, you've been through Coaching Magic School, you enjoyed the tunnel of slowing down.
Loved.
I would love to hear what of the 11 elements of Coaching Magic, are alive for you right now. And maybe it's a compound, a mixture, because
Yeah.
essentially all of the elements come together to just be your magic, but we separate them to study them, to study them. But
Yes.
what's alive for you right now?
Well, it's not one of the elements, but it is the idea of noticing. Um, you know
Say more.
yeah, I just I'm paying a lot more attention to that energy, to that, "Oof, why does that drain me? Where is that
Mm,
coming from? What am I what am I what can I notice objectively about my own energy
mm,
and what can that do in the room with my clients?
mm.
Where can I let go of any negative energy that I'm feeling and be fully present for them? And that allows me to then, do the same thing for them. Like, what's going on here? So,
I just love this so much. I'm so giddy because, in a way, that is the whole point of coaching magic. It's, somebody else said to me the other day, they're like, "Oh my gosh, I finally get it. I finally get, like, the point of coaching magic is noticing and being present." And I thought to myself, I'm like, "Did I not say that clearly enough in the school?" But it's good. I loved it because all of the elements leading you to your own heart, to your own presence is like, that's massive.
yeah.
Uh, so
Yeah.
like just loving this and it's leading you to noticing.
Well, and when is that curiosity coming in? When should I
Mm,
really pay attention to that glimmer? Ooh, what's there?
mm.
And so I don't know, maybe it is the compound of all of them, and that well, I think the compound that I came up with was this idea of the bubbles, right? Of
Oh, I love this.
lightness.
Would you be willing to unpack the bubbles
Sure,
for us?
sure,
Would
bubbles.
you? So I'll just set this up for everybody. In Coaching Magic, the school, in the final episode, we call them episodes because those are fun. In the final episode, everyone does a very serious dissertation. That's not serious at all. It's both. It's a paradox. It's useful, so useful and lighthearted and fun. So, we Brandon is going to share with us her dissertation on the
Oh, yeah,
bubble.
I guess I
Just
should
unpack it
yeah,
for
I
us.
should have
Unfold it
think
for us.
yeah, no. Yeah, well, it's just, um yeah, this idea well, we talked about it already, this idea of bringing some lightness in, and
Mm.
I love that lightness from a bubble floats, but also lightness in that it reflects, it reflects this beautiful light and it's magic, it just kind of floats around. Just like, how is that happening? It's so cool. You can't blow bubbles without people smiling, without you let some of that seriousness go, and, so there's the encouraging the glimmer, there's the curiosity, there's all of it, and so, yeah, I just, that's my favorite compound.
Oh, I love it. When I was witnessing you share this concept of the bubble,
Uh-huh.
of this image, a lot of times images will come to me and I love this image of the bubble. It's spacious.
Yeah.
It's everything is allowed when I blow bubbles. So I live on the fifth floor of an apartment building, and sometimes I will blow bubbles off of my veranda, just wondering where they will go.
Yeah.
It's also a bubble helps us see where the flow is going.
Mhm.
Whereas before you can't see the wind unless it's moving something, but
That's true.
bubbles reveal some things to us of where they're going. I also love bubbles because they are a structure.
Yeah.
There is a boundary. We love structure and spontaneity, and that allows us to flow. I mean, so many cool metaphors with
Yeah.
bubbles. And Brandon just fed it so beautifully into
I love that, and I love the idea of a structure, but it's a it's a round structure. It doesn't have
Mm.
pointy edges. It's
Mm.
fluid. Oh, yeah. I could
It
yeah.
actually is fluid. A bubble, like if you okay, now we're getting nerdy.
Yeah, oh, I
Okay.
was about to go nerdy. I'm
Surf
like, "Oh, we can
oh,
start
no,
talking about."
oh, yes, surface tension.
Yeah,
It there is some tension there. So when, when Brandon and I are talking about lightness and, there's a lot of humor in coaching magic and I know I've shared many times I infuse humor on purpose with clients to help it be light.
yeah,
That does not mean we're ignoring or we're not holding structure or watching the clock, the human clock, thinking about biological needs, thinking about chemicals running through bodies. Like we're holding a structure, and that surface tension on the bubble. If you look at a bubble, the fluid is actually moving
yeah,
on
yeah,
that surface tension, and it's quite magic.
yeah.
What were you going to get nerdy about on the bubble?
I don't know, I like that nerdy better. Yeah, I don't know, I was just sort of thinking, I'm thinking about the lightness of bubbles. I think one of my favorite discoveries, I was at Disney World with my almost adult children, teenage children, and everybody was really grumpy.
Hmm.
And I was like, "All right, we gotta do something here. We're all hungry, angry, lonely, ti" not lonely, the whole halt thing. Um, but we went and bought a bubble maker, and that just changed everything. It changed all of our moods, and it changed the moods of the grumpy kids sitting in line, and it was just so fun. So that was a squirrel maybe, but I
Yeah,
just love it, and now I take it everywhere. Every time we do something like that, it's like, "Here, who's getting the bubble maker?"
I love this. I love this so much. It absolutely was not a squirrel because that was your coaching magic.
Yeah,
That was your noticing that is alive for you right now.
yeah,
You're noticing the energy of the group and it's like, okay, we're going to shift the energy.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
a lot of times that's what coaches, facilitators get masterful at doing is shifting the energy. But before we can shift the energy to a more useful energy where we can flow, we must notice.
yeah. Mhm.
We must notice. Nothing can happen until we notice. Well, lots of things can happen if we don't notice, but maybe we do it accidentally. Um, maybe Brandon, you could have just said, "You know what? This is bullshit. I brought you to Disneyland and you will enjoy it." Maybe you could have added to their irritation.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Maybe they were lonely. Where is mom? Where is the
Well,
mom?
right, right. And I
Did
probably
you
was, but
notice?
then and that was where I was like, "Okay, I'm noticing in myself that I'm bringing some negative energy here. What can we do to lighten that up?" Because I'm an achiever, I'm like, "Man, we are at Disney World, we are gonna have fun, damn it."
We have a goal. We're going to shift the energy. Here we go. And it was bubbles.
Yes,
It was
yes, it was
bubbles.
bubbles, it was bubbles, so
It can be easy.
yeah,
I had a friend say, she said, "Hey, you guys," in one of our coaching groups, she said to the group just yesterday, she said, "Hey, you guys, I used this mantra all day long, and it was so useful and so lovely." She said, uh, "Wow, look how amazing and easy this is." She said,
Mhm.
"I just said that all day long.
Mhm.
Wow, look how amazing and easy this is. Wow." And she said it just shifted, on maybe what would have been like a work day.
Yeah,
I'm in air quotes like, I'm furrowing my brow, a work day. Look how amazing and easy this is.
yeah,
And it's just these the little things are the big things.
yeah.
The
Ah,
little things are the big things. You bought bubbles, and now I love that you've said that's a useful tool.
mhm.
And I'm just tying this right back to your curiosity again and your learning. You said early on, I gather things so that I can use them later. And you just did it with bubbles.
That's awesome. I love
Oh.
observing your energetic listening and how you tie all this back, and it's like, I'm learning right now because I wanna be able to use that with the skill that you do, it's amazing.
It it's fun. It's so much fun. Maybe this is part of my curiosity is
Yeah,
seeing the bubbles that are floating, and you know how those bubbles float and then they sometimes go together? I
together.
love those. I'm like, "Oh, that goes with that goes together. That goes together."
So
It's so much
fun.
fun. I
It's so
I also just had this beautiful, fun image in my mind of, uh your clients listening to this episode and then saying, "Brandon, where are the bubbles? What
I am
where
gonna
are the
have to
bubbles?"
add it to my kit. I totally have. I did it in Elmo recently to the I had my little EOS farm animals that I take
Yes,
religiously, but I did add enough Let's Move On, the little and
yes,
that spin
that
wobblers.
Elmo.
Yes, yes, so they like that, but yeah, I better add some bubbles, maybe some
I
plating.
think it's time. I think, you know what? I'm just gonna challenge you to add some bubbles. I think it's time. I think that the secret is out.
The secret
The
is
secret is
totally
out.
out,
Yeah,
yes.
it's one of your most useful tools now are the bubbles.
Yeah, that's going right there in the facilitation kit.
Well, Brandon, this was delightful,
Oh, so
and
fun.
we're about to wrap this up.
Love it.
But we like to play games here
Okay,
on the Coaching Magic podcast. And
perfect.
I know you are um, an avid student of Coaching Magic, but I know you've said you love the podcast too. So
Oh,
maybe you know what we're gonna do. Uh,
yeah, go for it.
I'm shuffling my cards.
Okay, yes.
And at some point, I'm going to get a different deck of cards, but these have kept serving. So I'm like, I'm just going to
They
keep
keep
using
using
this
them.
deck of cards. But I love this deck of cards. It's the Sweet Ass Affirmations by Create Rage. Maybe someday they'll sponsor the podcast because we love them so
Oh, there
much.
you go. Put that into the universe. I love it.
Right now, Magic is sponsoring the podcast, and she's doing a good job.
Awesome.
So I'm gonna pull a card for us, and then I'll read it I'll share it with everybody,
Okay,
and then you'll share what's coming up for you right now, just what's alive with
okay,
this statement,
okay,
and I'll do the same thing.
okay.
And coaches who are listening, feel free to do the same thing. We're all one big happy family. Oh, this is a beautiful one. I mean, are there any that are not beautiful? Here it is. I am a power of source, and I light up the world.
Oh, I love that that one came up. I just got back from the I am a power of source. Wait a minute, read it. I am a power of source and I light up the world. Um, so just riff on that.
Yeah, rip on it.
So we just got back a couple weeks ago from our Wise Women retreat, which
Mm,
was amazing. And thank you, Rachel Downey, for leading our personal anthem. Um,
mm,
but what I and this is my personal anthem, which I have
mm.
also just renamed my company to, is Be Bright Leadership. Because this word bright just came up for me as for years kind of after my dad passed away, I was just really I felt dark. I felt like my light had gone out, and I wasn't realizing that I was still bringing brightness and energy, and that is maybe a superpower of mine. And so the fact that that card came up just was one more universe affirmation that love, that energy is good.
Oh, it is so useful.
Yeah, yeah.
Useful feels like too small of a word, but that's what came out of my mouth. I My first memory of you, we were in Tampa at one of our quarterly collaborative exchanges,
Yep.
and at the time I was head coach. So, my experience of those QCEs were a lot of times people would come up and say, I have a question for you, or I have a complaint, or I have an irritation. And I just, I really had to practice my bubble to receive those with light and where they were coming from, serving. And Brandon, when you approached me that time, you approached me with the biggest smile on your face.
Oh,
It's bright. I'm just reflecting to you this word of bright. You have this, it's the smile right here. Biggest smile on your face. And your words for me at that time were appreciation.
oh, yeah.
And I just it was like, "Whoa." It wasn't an emotion I was expecting to
Oh,
receive, and it penetrated my heart, and that's a memory I will is sealed in my brain. I can see the walls where we were. I can see your face. I can feel it.
wow.
And so just reflecting this, like, you are. You are a power of source and you light up the world. You
Oh,
lit up my world that day.
oh.
You continue to light up my world. And I love that you've renamed your company. Say it again.
Be bright leadership. Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
Thank you for being bright and embracing it
oh,
and naming it. This is how you light up the world.
well, thank
You embrace
you.
it and you notice it.
Well, you have helped me discover that. I love that you remember that day. I know we need to wrap up, but I love that you remember that day because my memory of you that day was I was struggling with business development. I was struggling with
Mhm,
something, and you were in the room and you heard my question and you just I think it was something about planting seeds and you said, "Don't
mhm,
worry.
mhm,
The seeds you're planting now will sprout in the fall," or whatever the timing was, but I just it was that lightness that you brought even that day, and I thought, "I am so grateful to be in this community. I am so grateful to have this" I don't wanna call it well, it is a feminine perspective, but such a different
mhm,
perspective than I was getting,
mhm.
that could be so heavy and so must do this, and that is magic, and I love that you brought this to the world.
Thank you. Thank
Yes.
you for thank you for that rich reflection. It was bright. Thank you.
Oh,
I'm just feeling this right now. Thank you for reflecting to me the moments. It you used the word confidence earlier in our conversation, and I use the word evidence a lot. The evidence feeds my confidence,
yeah.
and you've just dripped more evidence into me. It helps me shine brighter for the world, for other coaches like you and me. I'm right in here with it
Yes.
to, my reflection is to be that power of source and light up the world.
Love it.
You've just given me a gift of more evidence and I think the coaches listening to this, you've given the coaches more evidence.
Oh,
Um, and we're just continually increasing our confidence in that you use the word that feminine energy to just be bright.
mhm.
Just be bright. Be. It's right there in the name of your company.
Oh,
Be,
I
and
love
trust it. Trust our magic. Trust our coaching magic.
trust it. I love that. Love that.
Brandon, I love you. Thank you
Oh,
for being in Coaching Magic community.
uh
Thank you for existing. Thank you for existing.
Thank you. I am so privileged and proud to be here and part of this community. Thank you for creating it. It's amazing.
It we wouldn't be the same without you.
Oh.
Thank you. And with that, adieu.
Adieu.
What we should say goodbye in a different language. Give us a really
Adios.
cool language. Adios.
Ciao.
Adieu. Ciao.
Hasta luego.
Perfect. Thank you for playing with me today in the land of coaching magic. If you want more magic, I invite you to explore www.jillyoung.com. This is where you can see all the shenanigans I've created for you to expand your world of coaching. See you there. And remember, you are magic.